about the largest European banking deal in years, I don't think Spanish banking. It's not the first thing that comes to mind. Walk us through why this deal might even be coming to the forefront.
Yeah, well, in terms of in Spain, part of the reason is BBVA have a lot of cash, and they actually came and tried to buy Sabadell back in 2020, and effectively, the rationale for that is this push for scale, especially as this interest rate margin sort of starts to decline. It's a real sort of generator of, I guess, deal demand. So we're seeing this as maybe a sign that, those animal spirits around deal making is perhaps coming back. And the Spanish market is indeed, it's maybe not people's first thoughts, but there's a huge consolidation opportunity within the market because, in the global financial crisis, I think it was something like 60 banks. Now that's down to around 10, and there's still, scope for more.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of consolidation within Spain already, as you say, and you do some nice maths and you add up BBVA and Sabadell and you get to, something about the same size as Santander, so you can see the rationale. Is that enough to bring shareholders on board then, Tom?
Well, it's really entertaining looking at the shares yesterday, right? You had Sabadell shares shoot up and by about 7-8% at one point, and BBVA shares fall by about the same amount. So you can kind of see which side of the shareholders are taking. And I'll go back to, I think, one of Critty's favourite points of buybacks. This probably does throw up, can BBVA continue to sort of really focus on capital distribution? Certainly not if they pursue a deal like this. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next few days.
Can they raise the price without making it problematic? Is that going to be something that we're going to have to watch out for, i.e. this is it? How big a cost-cutting story could this ultimately be? Is the government going to be comfortable with this? Are we going to see a significant amount of branch closures, lots of layoffs? Kind of what are the fallout effects of this, and is the price about as far as we can go?
So the price is probably the most interesting thing here for me, because back in 2020, when BBVA went to Sabadell, we understand they were probably bidding, in the low billions. So, I think they initially came with 2.5 billion euros. Now Sabadell's share price, or market value, is 10. So, if you're sort of worried about penny pinching as a chairman of BBVA, you're probably like, wow, we're just going to pay another 7 billion 3 years on. Obviously, Sabadell's, transformed since then, so there is a case for it. And then I think, as ever with these big mergers, that's absolutely the thing, kind of the risks to this deal, right? If it does go through, big if there. But then will Madrid really want to sort of see it through? As you say, two big names in the domestic banking scene, and we've seen it before. Lots of job cuts, branch closures, big top political issue wherever you go, and that will be a massive hurdle as well.
The street commentary was interesting on this one, because even though I think this came out at the actual pricing of it, or potential price, it came out at like 10 a.m. or 2 p.m. or something like that yesterday. And then the Wall Street commentary off the back of it was that this is significantly lower when they expect, or significantly lower in terms of share price, and then the markets are closed today. So we don't actually see an immediate reaction to these takeover talks until tomorrow, I guess.
No, not even tomorrow.
A little bit of a delay.
Spain's also closed tomorrow.